Hello, and thank you for joining us at the cinema. We're at the Marcus Ridge Cinema in New Berlin, Wisconsin. I'm your host, James Gale. Joining me today is my co-host, Jen. Jen, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We have a lot of great stuff planned for this show.
Indeed we do. At the Cinema is a show that explores various theaters here in the Milwaukee area and the unique cinematic experience they offer to their patrons.
We also have an interview with Eric Dapowitz. He is an editor at DreamWorks and has edited the films Monsters vs. Aliens as well as Puss in Boots, which is due to hit theaters this November.
But first, we'd like to show you one of the newest theaters here in the Milwaukee area. Located at the Bayshore Town Center in Glendale, Wisconsin, the iPic Cinema offers a very classy experience for your next theater visit. We spoke with manager Marna Lamson and head chef Zachary Rosen about what makes the iPic so unique. I'm here with Marna Lamson, manager of the iPic Cinema. Marna, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Marna, what makes the cinematic experience at iPic a unique one?
Well, here at iPic, we make your experience unique from the very beginning. We offer you a full online ticketing service so you can pick up your tickets. You can purchase your tickets before you even arrive to the theaters, which makes, the convenience factor just that much better. Once you arrive, we offer you a variety of options to really customize your movie-going experience. We have a full spotlight bar and concession stands, which goes beyond the typical popcorn and candy and offers you a full menu to order off of, as well as the cocktail of your choice to bring in the movie with you. After that, you arrive to our theaters and you sink into one of our comfortable seats, and you're just there for the ultimate escape.
What is iPic doing to cater to new technology in cinema?
iPic caters to new technologies by offering fully digital projections in each one of our theaters. Beyond that, we offer express ticketing kiosks so you can pick up your tickets and avoid the crowds. We're in the process of developing an iPhone application so you can purchase your tickets right from your phone. For our 3D experience, we feature Expand 3D Technologies, which is one of the premier three-dimensional experiences they have out there at the time.
How does iPic seating make the cinematic experience enjoyable?
What's great about the iPic seating is that we offer two levels of seating. We offer a general admission seat and a VIP seat. They're both extremely comfortable, spacious seats, and it's perfect when you arrive. They're comfortable seats. Beyond that, with our VIP seats, you have the convenience of selecting the exact seat you're going to sit in for your movie. So when you arrive at the theater, you'll be able to find your seat, it'll be open to you, and you can avoid the panic of looking for a seat in a theater full of patrons.
What kind of patron or demographic does iPic cater to here in Milwaukee?
iPic Theaters caters to everyone who's looking for a complete and affordable theater-going experience. We provide a great escape for anyone of all ages.
And what do you feel sets iPic apart from other theaters in Milwaukee?
I think overall what sets iPic apart from other theaters in Milwaukee is we offer a fully customizable movie-going experience, from purchasing your tickets and selecting the exact seat you want, to deciding whether you want to dine in our theater or perhaps in our Ovation American Grill, our restaurant, afterwards. And then once you complete your movie-going experience, you can head over to our Sequel Sports Bar, or you can head up to Pinstrikes Bowling and complete your night doing something beyond just seeing a movie.
Terrific, Marna. Well, that was some great information, and we appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
My name is Zachary Rosen. I'm the executive chef at iPic Entertainment. This evening I have some of the items that we prepare throughout our facility, whether it be the theaters, Pinstrikes, Sequel, Spotlight, and Ovation. These are some of our items. First, one of our fantastic dishes, house-made barbecued ribs. Great choice for the dining room, Ovation, or Pinstrikes, or Sequel Lounge. Another one of our choice items, homemade pepperoni and sausage pizza. A great meal to take into the theaters, and another great shared item in Sequel Lounge. Hand-cut, homemade, buttermilk marinated, boneless buffalo wings. Great choice for any area in our facility, whether it be Sequel, Pinstrikes, the theaters, and even as an appetizer in Ovation. It's just one of our all-time best dishes. Something we do that's a little more unique here, we have a 3-pack, as you can tell, 3 sliders. We have our filet, a cheeseburger, and turkey slider. All are a little bit different, but again, another great option to take into the theaters or in our bowling alley pinstrikes. As far as one of our signature entrees, if you will, we have a pan-roasted Atlantic salmon over truffle mashed potatoes, sauteed asparagus, with a little chive mustard sauce. Great, great entree to have with any one of our many wines or beers in Ovation. As far as shared food goes, for the Sequel Lounge or in our bowling alley, we have our skewer trio combination. We have filet of beef, shrimp, and chicken with our 3 signature sauces. We have a horseradish cream, a sweet chili sauce, as well as ponzu. One of our more favorite appetizers, guacamole, fresh, homemade. Great, great appetizer to have and share in Sequel while you're watching one of the many sporting events on our TVs. One of our more unique dishes that I really recommend in Ovation or the theater, very simple to eat, our club sandwich. Very unique, 3 layers, turkey, bacon, avocado, fresh egg, yes, a fresh, soft fried egg, homemade truffle French fries. Absolutely incredible. One of the best items you can eat in any part of our facility. Lastly, one of our, if not the favorite salad. Everyone does their own little Cobb salad. Well, we take some of our house-made buttermilk marinated chicken tenders, fry those up, slice those on top, a mixed green salad with, you name it, cheddar cheese, bacon, blue cheese, homemade croutons, avocado, hard-boiled egg, and tomatoes. This, a great, great option in the theaters, in Sequel, in Ovation. Wow, you can't beat it.
The iPic isn't the only cinema here in Milwaukee offering theater goers more than just a movie. We spoke with Carlo Petrick, Communications and Marketing Manager for Marcus Cinemas. With over 10 locations in Milwaukee and the surrounding area, visitors have the opportunity to see a movie just right around the corner.
Well, Marcus Theaters is working very hard to create entertainment destinations at our theaters where we're incorporating food and beverage along with the movie experience. It's really a great community activity, a place where people can come and meet their friends and enjoy a beautiful night out, have dinner and a movie, have drinks at some of our theaters. So it's really that kind of entertainment destination that we're creating that makes Marcus Theaters very unique. We're very proud of the customer service that we offer at our theaters. We continue also to reinvest in our theaters by doing remodeling projects. We recently remodeled the interior of the Menominee Falls Cinema to update its look. It's something that we do on an ongoing basis so that our theaters are always fresh and new for our guests. We also have events like the Grateful Dead concert that was recently at our theaters, Prairie Home Companion, a lot of what we call our alternative content that people who might not otherwise come to a theater will come to see. We also have programs such as discounts on Tuesday nights where we offer $2 popcorn and $2 soft drinks. We also have a Young at Heart program on Friday afternoons where we offer special discounts for people age 60 and over. We want people who come to our theaters to have an enjoyable experience and tell their friends that they had a great time when they came to the movies. And that it's more than just going to the movies now, it's an entire entertainment experience.
Milwaukee also has a number of smaller theaters located within the city that gives residents a local, more intimate theater-going experience. We spoke with David Glazer, owner of the Times Cinema on historic Vliet Street in Wauwatosa, about what makes the Times Cinema a timeless classic theater.
Times is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, operating theater in southeast Wisconsin, definitely in Milwaukee. The single screen theater is kind of a dying breed. The economics of it they're hard to maintain. But we decided that we wanted to keep the flavor and the community feel to the theater. And it was it's been a theater since 1935. And so there's a lot of Art Deco feel to it and flavor, and we always try to maintain that but still improve the property and make it comfortable. For example, we still have the original seats, which are very fun and very nostalgic, but not as comfortable as the new seats we're going to be putting in. So it's always that balance between the comfort and the classic feel to the theater. Also, the mix of films is what makes it special. We do a combination of first-run movies as well as the old classics, as well as a mix of the more eclectic independent films. Many times we'll have a special feature and bring in the writer or director and have a talk back. People like that. It's very exciting and it's different. The movie industry is what I call kind of a Me Too business. I mean, anybody could see a movie virtually anywhere, anytime. So why do they want to come to the Times, and what sets us apart? And I think that it's part of it is people enjoy the history, they enjoy kind of that nostalgic feel where they're stepping back in time, but still having the comforts of a modern theater. As I mentioned, there's always a number of opportunities for the writer or director or even one of the stars to participate in the event and meet the public and have a question and answer period at the end of the film. We also do special events like concerts and stage shows. We've got a full stage, and we've done everything from burlesque shows to Johnny Winter, who blew the doors off the place a couple summers ago. And so we're constantly looking for opportunities to present something different, but we always want to maintain the fact that we're a movie house, and films is our mainstay. So we're going to hopefully continue that variety and that mix and continue to appeal to the public for many more years. We are licensed as an art gallery and as a museum because of our collection of movie memorabilia, as well as a collection of very significant artifacts that have come from bygone movie palaces that have unfortunately been demolished. We've got a number of artifacts, the Egyptian, the Venetian, and some of the old classic movie palaces that one of our guys has actually written books about and are published, and we also have these artifacts on display at the Times Cinema. I think that we want them to feel good about coming, obviously. I mean, that sounds kind of cliche, but more than feel good, just feel like they had a special experience, something that they can't or won't get somewhere else. We always think that the service is a key element. I mean, you can have all the Art Deco and all the movie memorabilia, which we do, but ultimately it's that person behind the counter that they remember, and so we're very big on service and making people feel special, making them feel welcome, and just connecting emotionally, so they want to come back. I mean, like I said, they can see a movie any place, and a big part of what sets us apart is our staff and our service.
Up next, we have our interview with Eric Dapowitz. He is the editor of Monsters vs. Aliens and Puss in Boots. So, beaming live via satellite from the DreamWorks editing station. Eric, how are you doing?
Hey Jen, thanks for having me. Sorry I can't be with you guys. I'm actually out here in Hollywood making movies. So, what's your first question?
So Eric, what films have you edited?
Films I've actually edited, I've done Flushed Away, Monsters vs. Aliens, and Puss in Boots for DreamWorks. I've also worked on Lilo and Stitch, Mulan, and I actually started on Pocahontas. But those films I kind of started at the bottom and worked my way up. It wasn't really until Lilo and Stitch that I actually started some creative editing on the film itself.
Unfortunately, we lost our connection with Eric, but he was nice enough to provide the rest of his answers to the interview, and here it is now.
What am I currently working on? Well, I'm working on Puss in Boots with Antonio Banderas, Selma Hayek, and Zach Galifianakis. It's a film that will be released November 4th of this year, 2011. I've been on it for about 2 years, or a little over 2 years now, and it's been a blast. It's nothing like most people think it's going to be. I think when people think of the Shrek films, of the last 4 Shrek films, the tone and stuff like that is completely different in this film. How did I actually get into the film business and get where I am? It started a long time ago, back in the early 90s. I graduated from Cal State Fullerton. I got a BA in film and TV, and I just started doing some free jobs up in Hollywood, working for people, doing UCLA thesis films, just trying to meet people and to learn how to actually work in film. At the time, I didn't know if I wanted to be an editor or a cinematographer or a director, and over time I just kind of started gravitating more towards editing because it seemed to be the one avenue that everyone was really liking what I was doing. I ended up getting a job over at Disney in the mid-90s, being a production assistant on Pocahontas, and learning all the different departments, and I ended up rolling onto Milan in the editorial department, and eventually kind of became an apprentice editor at the end of that film, and met a lot of different editors during the process that kind of mentored me. Soon after that, I actually ended up moving to Florida towards the end of Mulan, since most of the animation, the production was done out there. And they asked me to stay out there to keep working on films, and I ended up on Lilo and Stitch, which was made out there in Florida. And I was bumped up to an associate editor, which is basically kind of the lead editor's right-hand man. I basically, as an associate editor, would take a first pass at all of the sequences that would first come to editorial and then hand them off to the editor at that point, and also do some temporary sound work and temp music. So Lilo and Stitch was a blast. It was actually my first time that I got to do a lot of creative work, a lot of creative editing there with the directors. And then I eventually ended up moving back to California. Could have stayed with Disney, but I decided to go over to DreamWorks, and I really wanted to work with Aardman, who had done the Wallace and Gromit shorts. And they were doing a movie called Flushed Away, and so I signed on to that as a co-lead editor on that film. And it was fun. It was a completely different sensibility, a British English sensibility, and it was interesting to work with those guys on that film. And then I rolled over to Monsters vs. Aliens. I was asked to work on that as a co-lead as well. And then after Monsters vs. Aliens, I got to then meet with the director, Chris Miller, on Puss in Boots. And he and I hit it off right away and really wanted to work together because we knew we didn't really want to make another Shrek film. And the rest is history. I've been on Puss in Boots ever since. I think a well-edited film kind of has to make you feel like the editing is invisible. So when you're actually sitting down to watch a film, whether it's in a theater or in your house on your TV, you shouldn't really have to think much about the editing. Hopefully, it shouldn't really stand out too much. I also think a well-edited film follows a narrative that, it seems to tell a story that you can follow. And I also think that the pacing of the film is really important, and that all comes down to the editor as well. What a lot of people don't know is a lot of times performances from an actor and actress is actually created by the editor. So in both live action and in animation, it's the editor who actually chooses most of the time the takes and the angles that are cut together for any given performance. And so I think at the Oscars or the Academy Awards this year, I think Natalie Portman actually thanked her editor for the Black Swan, because she knew that a lot of her performance and the way it was molded together on the screen was actually done by the editor. I've directed mostly independent things. I've done probably about 4 or 5 shorts, and I just directed my first full feature independent sci-fi film, and just finished that last year. So yeah, I mean, I like to get into directing, and I like working with the cast on set. There's a spontaneity in live action, especially with working with actors, that you don't normally get in animation. So there's kind of a pro and a con, whereas with live action, I really like working with the actors and the actresses on set, and the spontaneity, and a lot of times you get stuff that you weren't expecting and it's great. Sometimes you don't. But in the animation world, I think being an editor is far better than being a live action editor, because a live action editor, you basically have to wait until they basically shoot your movie, and then it is whatever it is they give you, unless you call up the director one day and say, I need B-roll, or I need a close-up shot of this or this. But in animation, I literally will start with the film from the very beginning as the script is being written. They bring me on to work with the writer and the director and the story team to actually start the whole storyboard process. And that's a whole nother ball of wax of how animation films get made. It's a bit more complicated in some ways than a live action film, only because you go through a storyboard process and an animatic layout process, then the actual animation process where you actually bring a huge team of animators on. And then there's a whole nother couple of phases where you've got the effects that have to be done, and you have the lighting and the textures. So there's so many different kind of levels to animation that to me is actually intriguing as an editor. Editing can save a film. Sometimes when there's a good script and the live action isn't executed well when production is done, or even if the script is bad. A great example of editing saving a film is the film Jaws. Verna Fields edited it and Steven Spielberg directed it. And the reason why I bring that up is because so many things went wrong while shooting on the set. Logistical stuff with the shark. A lot of the shark attacks that were planned to be shot in that film, we were supposed to actually see the shark. And since it wasn't working, Spielberg had to change how to approach a lot of the scenes where you just wouldn't see the shark. And so also in the editing, in the way that Verna cut the scenes together was really effective. And I think that her editing, along with Spielberg having to change his way of shooting some of these scenes, was a huge part in Jaws' success. Same thing with Star Wars. I heard Star Wars, kind of the same thing, where Star Wars was a bit of a mess when it got to the cutting room, and it was the editing in that film that kind of saved it in the end. The other thing I can definitely mention is that whatever you can do to get experience is one of the better things to do. Is basically do your own student films. Go out and shoot your own 10-15 minute short movies, and grab people that have the same interest, and allow people to direct and to be the DP and be the editor. And try different things, because then you might find where your niche is, what it is exactly you're good at, and what people think you're good at. It's always good to get other people's feedback too. Just because you may think you are great at something doesn't always mean that everyone else thinks you're great at something. And contacts are greatly important in this industry. If nothing else, always try to get your foot in the door. Take the job at the bottom level. Just if for nothing else, so you can see how everything operates. You can meet people on a daily basis, make friends that are trying to do the same thing you are, and that can one day watch your back and you can watch their back. It's very much that kind of industry where you really want to try to find a group of people that not only can mentor you, but you can also trust, and they can trust you. Because I'll tell you what, so many times people call me or email me asking me about people I've worked with, and half the time I tell them oh, this person's great, you should definitely hire them. And then the other half of the time I have to say, you know what, probably not good if you hired them. So that's important as well. I guess that's it. So thank you very much, Jen, and everybody for having me on your show. I wish you guys the best, and hopefully you guys will all be able to go out and see Puss in Boots in November and say good things or bad things about it, and let me know so I can keep learning myself. All right, take it easy, guys. Bye.
Thank you again for joining us here today at the cinema. We'd like to thank all the theaters that we've shown you today for letting us have the opportunity to show you what makes them a unique theater here in Milwaukee. And I'd also like to thank you, Jen, for joining us today as well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you next time at the cinema.